Alright, what's going on, guys, and welcome to another episode of the In the Hot Seat podcast. And finally, I'm able to actually do this. It's been a long time coming, and I actually wish I did this a long time ago, and that is talk about all things Jurassic. And this will be basically me, in a way, kind of a random ramblings on this, and just talk about all the Jurassic Park movies, a little bit about the Netflix TV show, and just how I got into it and everything else in between. So bear with me. It's not in really any particular order, but I'm just gonna go with it. And I just been wanting to talk about this, ever since I was little, basically. And when I got into Jurassic Park and basically getting into it, and when it first came out, I was really interested in seeing a dinosaur movie unlike any other, and being able to have people and dinosaurs actually interact. And it was definitely something different, and it really got my interest. And of course, obviously, with the first one is always the best one with any movie, basically. So with this one obviously being an all-star cast and everything, so it was definitely well worth it, from the music to everything else about it. And it's something, before wrestling, there is also dinosaurs that I actually really enjoyed, whether it was going to museums and whatnot and actually learning about them, and in books and stuff like that. And this was a different movie that I was used to, so it was definitely well worth it once it did come out and everything. And basically, as it says, it is a park and almost kind of like a zoo at the same time, but with dinosaurs, to see how uh, humans and dinosaurs will actually interact. And of course, John Hammond actually creating the park and having this whole vision and everything, and to see how things were going to go, and if it was going to be endorsed or not, and to see if they can actually get it up and running. So of course, you got Alan Grant, Ellie Sattler, and Ian Malcolm, a part of the team and everything, and to check things out to make sure things are safe before anyone else actually enters the park. So, before then, they were doing their thing and being able to uh, research on dinosaurs and everything, and be paleontologists and stuff like that. And so they knew about dinosaurs, obviously, and had the experience, especially with Ian Malcolm and everyone else. So it made it for a good way to actually see if it would be not only right for them but right for other people. And of course, there are their ups and downs. It started off good, and seeing the dinosaurs for the first time, and seeing them how they actually created them and all that stuff. But with good times, there also is there's bad times, and of course the storm comes around. Of course the power goes out, and then that's where things hit the fan and things get really crazy. Of course the dinosaurs get loose and everything while on tour for the very first time. So that doesn't really sit well with everyone else, and trying to escape and deal with all that. So it ends up being a one big mess, and eventually they end up escaping, and it really wasn't too much meant to be. So in short, with this, definitely it does give you through a lot of wild emotions and everything. But definitely Jurassic Park is the first movie that I always obviously go back to, and I like to actually rewatch them all and everything. And it's been definitely a hell of a ride. I was actually able to, after that, get the toys, and I always would recreate the scenes from the movie and everything. Of course, the T-Rex scene is definitely one of my favorites, especially with the Jeep being one of my favorites and everything. So with that, I always would actually recreate that, and actually try and record it. Even before I was on YouTube, I was actually recording stuff, and especially with that, so kind of basically inspired with that as well. So from there, we get into, of course, with the Lost World, and I feel like it really isn't talked about too much and everything, as it should be. Basically, obviously, taken after the original movie, and basically where the dinosaurs are in their own natural habitat, and they'll be able to be checked on and everything. Of course, with Ian Malcolm coming back and everything, and of course be able to see a relationship with him, with Sarah Harding and everything. We had Nick Van Owen involved in all that stuff, and to see how the dinosaurs had been doing since the first movie, and to see them just as they are, as they should have been all along, and making sure no one else really gets to show up and everything. But with their journey, they had InGen around and being able to do their own separate things to try to take the dinosaurs away, which really wasn't good. So they were able to almost in a way kind of screw things up, but in the end getting things fixed and everything, and being able to have the dinosaurs eventually come back with Ian Malcolm and his team and everything. So that's how things are about there. So with this one, I actually enjoyed it. So 1 and 2 are probably my favorites out of the entire series in itself. And I feel like with that, it also had its moments and everything with its scenes and everything that I actually really enjoyed, like the trailer scene with the 2 T-Rexes and everything, and that was definitely something different, and the whole journey with it. So that was definitely exciting stuff to see. And then we get into, of course, with part 3, and this one, over time it took me a while to actually fully enjoy it more, and I was iffy about it, and I ended up over time learning to appreciate it more, even though in ways it felt short. It's kind of like The Lost World, but of course Alan Grant comes back. We see a little bit of Elliot Sattler, a little bit, but with other people, like with Paul Kirby, and of course with Billy Brendan and everything, and basically, and Amanda Kirby too as well, basically in the rescue mission with their son being missing and everything. So it ends up where Alan Grant didn't want to go back, but he was basically talked into it in a way, and that's how things get really into the mix. And it's just one big rescue mission, and to see how they were handling not only with the dinosaurs but finding the son, and to see how they can reunite and everything. So even though it felt short, we did see different dinosaurs even with each movie. This is when we had the Spinosaurus and everything, so that's definitely something that we haven't seen actually in quite a long time. So there is that, and I don't know if we'll ever get to see it again. That's the last time I remember seeing the Spinosaurus and everything. So each movie has its different set of dinosaurs. I do notice that. So you may see some returning ones, you might see some of the same ones that we're used to and everything, and obviously we got to see like the main T-Rex throughout most of the entire Jurassic Park / World series out of that, so which is always fine. And to see how these dinosaurs evolve too as well is pretty amazing, to say the very least. So then we get into, of course, years later, we get into Jurassic World, basically trying to restart things and to see how things would go with a whole new set of people, of course, with Claire Daring and Owen Grady, and of course with Claire's family and everything, being able to have a whole new Jurassic experience, basically, and to try and honor John Hammond in that way. Seems like another good idea, obviously, but then again, things get, once again, crazy and out of control, as they always tend to do in Jurassic movies, and to see how things will be able to do. And what was interesting, too, with this one, seeing how Owen and his relationship with the Velociraptors and everything, and how much they evolved this way in the movie, and that was definitely something, because they're basically like the T-Rex, the enemy. Don't want to be bothered with them, and just go your own separate way, and they're one of those dinosaurs that you don't want to be messing with. And seeing that relationship change, and some of them actually being more on his side, he was training them and all that stuff, and ended up helping out Claire find her family and everything with him, and see how their relationship grows and everything, and to get themselves out of the way, and to see what happens after that, and their relationship growing. So eventually everyone gets out, and things end up being better. Unfortunately, Jurassic World didn't really go as planned, obviously, like how they wanted to, but in the end, it's basically kind of like in the end, the first movie, how it ended up turning around. But it's definitely kind of parallels, I feel like, a little bit. And then we get into, of course, with Fallen Kingdom, and just check up on how things were able to be about with the first park and everything. And what really surprised me is how I ended up, being able to deal with not only checking up on the dinosaurs, but in a way, kind of a twist with the whole volcano and everything. I kind of didn't expect that. To have the park, basically be destroyed, and then have them with the dinosaurs, taken away to a safer place and everything. And then that's where things get a little bit more different, as of course, Owen and Claire trying to being able to save the dinosaurs, bring it back, and everything. So it was a little bit of a struggle. So that's kind of where we get into with the next movie and everything. So in a way, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, again, kind of like parallels a little bit with the last one. I feel like that's just my personal opinion on that. And now we get into with, of course, the third movie, and I believe it did end up finishing with production and everything. So it is looking to be out June the 22nd, June 10th, 2022. And that's definitely something I've been eyeing on. I like to check out the trailers. I like to check out the news and updates on everything, and that has been going on. So as of right now, I've seen a few things and everything, like a little bits and pieces of what's to come. It seems like they have stuff like film for like the winter and everything, to see dinosaurs like in the snow and stuff, and a whole new different way to try. I assume they're gonna get the dinosaurs back to their own natural habitat in a different island, completely different from the ones that we're used to. So since the other one was destroyed by the volcano and everything, so I haven't really seen too much of the trailer. I mean, it hasn't really come out as of right now that I know of. But I will be looking into that. I just really seen news and stuff like that, and trailer concepts. Really, that always pretty cool to watch, but nothing with the full trailer just yet. So I'm sure that'll be definitely incoming very soon. So June 10th, 2022 is definitely gonna be something to look forward to. Now with the whole circumstances, what's going on in the world right now. So I don't know. Maybe that might be. Having the movie be not only in theaters but also where you can watch it at home. So I can kind of see that coming, depending on how things go and everything. But I am definitely looking forward to it. I didn't think they were actually gonna do another movie, but that definitely surprised me. I thought after Fallen Kingdom that was actually gonna be it, but it looks like they're gonna keep on going, and that's definitely cool on that. And then we get into like other side things, of course, with Camp Cretaceous on that, and being able to see this on Netflix, and that's been actually pretty interesting. It's all animated and everything, and I wasn't sure about it at first, but after watching it a lot more, I actually became more of a fan of it. And it's basically more of kids, obviously, at this time, going to camp there at Jurassic World, and to experience seeing the dinosaurs and everything, and how they handle things, and of course basic fashion of Jurassic, things obviously turn around and everything, and trying to escape and everything, and they ended up actually getting lost there and being left behind, of course, with Brooklyn, Yasmina, and with Ben and everything, and the rest of the gang. And basically, I was able to see all of it. I know there's going to be some more soon to see how they're going to actually get out and how they're going to get saved and everything. But yeah, I mean, in brief, I actually did enjoy it, and I'm curious to see what more they're actually gonna do. Is there gonna be other animated stuff out of that? I'm not really too sure, but that remains to be seen. So if you have actually seen it, definitely let me know how you felt about it. What are your own thoughts and opinions on it? And we'll see what happens with that. So getting to other things, other random stuff. Like I mentioned, I play with the toys and everything. Um, Even though I got rid of them a long time ago, I kind of want to get back into collecting them again and being able to watch other YouTube videos and everything. I kind of got re-inspired and, got my passion back a lot more for Jurassic Park. I didn't think there were going to be other people talking about it, especially on YouTube. And I'm kind of like kicking myself in the ass about it because I wish I actually talked about it a long time ago. And now that I'm getting into with showing other things that I actually like besides pro wrestling, so definitely, like I said, dinosaurs have been a passion of mine. I do have the Jurassic World game. That's been fun. It's basically like kind of like The Sims, but building your own park, maintaining it, and stuff like that. So that's cool. I don't know if I'll be showing that on in the Hot Seat Podcast official YouTube channel, which I actually launched that. Check that out, subscribe to that, and the In the Hot Seat. Also on Twitter is the main Twitter handle for that, so definitely check us out on there. So you'll be seeing a lot of random stuff, including Jurassic stuff, on there in the near future. So there'll be that. Of course, the fan page, obviously, on Facebook, and looking to do a lot more professional stuff and everything. So this was definitely a long time coming. And I want to be able to talk about other stuff on Jurassic Park / World. So if you want to be able to join me on that, definitely let me know. And we'll talk about that definitely for sure. And maybe talk about when the upcoming movie comes. I definitely want to be able to talk about that. And yeah, they'll actually be here before you know it, which is really insane. So I look forward to that. Can't wait to see it. And that about does it for this episode, the well-awaited Jurassic Park episode. So definitely let me know your thoughts. Definitely check out the new YouTube channel, the new, of course, Twitter page, and the Facebook fan page for the In the Hot Seat podcast. Check it out on Anchor and Spotify as always, and I will catch you guys in the next podcast, whatever the hell the next podcast may be. And until, as always, stay safe.